Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Lunc, whose current price stands at the $0.0002458 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.96%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures and also the Fibonacci's and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Lunc chart. From these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, obeying this Elliot wave structure, having our wave 5 taking us back to around the $0.000059 mark. And after seeing the formation of that 5 wave structure to the upper side, we can now name it as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and I believe that is what we are seeing here on the Lunc chart, making our low for that second wave at around the $0.00018 mark. And after the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, and I believe that is what is in formation right here. And because a wave 3 is an impulsive wave, I also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that third wave to the upper side, like what we have seen over here in the formation of that first wave to the upper side. So I expect a similar structure to play out here in the formation of a third wave, and I believe we are seeing such a structure. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice impulsive movement to the upper side, making our high at around the $0.00037 mark, in a movement that I can term as a higher Elliot wave count 1, so we can have that as a wave 1. Then we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2. Then I expect a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete this higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave, so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our high for that first wave, we have been seeing lower prices in this corrective movement in the formation of a wave 2, and because a wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.3618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, then remove the Fibonacci's, and you can see that my target area has been well respected here on the Lunc chart. We even came down to the lower side of the target area, but at some point we managed to break out of the target area to the lower side. We even lost a key area of support at around the $0.00024 mark, and in that movement, after breaking out of the target area that I have drawn out, we can use the Fibonacci's once more to get to see whether this wave 2 is still a valid wave 2. And for it to be a valid wave 2, it needs not to have lost the fib level 0.78 fib level, and you can see we are holding the fib level 0.78 fib level. We have not gotten to that target area, that is that fib level, meaning that is still a valid wave 2. And assuming that the low is in for that second wave at this point down here at around the $0.00022 mark, I expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a third wave, and I can sketch out a target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3 using a trend-based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of that wave 1 to the high of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of that wave 2, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.00053 mark. So that is the minimum that I will expect that third wave to the upper side to do. Then expect a wave 4, and then continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, because we need confirmations over here that right now we are in the formation of a third wave to the upper side by managing to break above key areas of resistances in between here. And right now as we talk, we have managed to break above a key area of resistance, and I'll be getting into that in a few. And within the formation of this second wave, we have seen key chart patterns play out also. And over here in the formation of a wave 2, we also saw the formation of a triangle, having this as the upper side of that triangle. Then we have that horizontal line as the baseline of that triangle, and this is a chart pattern that gave us a breakout to the lower side in this movement right here. And the target area of that breakout is the height of that triangle, so using a trend line we can get that height and then place it down here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side back to around the $0.00016 mark. So that is the minimum that I expected that movement to the lower side to take us back to, and we had a key area of support at around the $0.0018 mark. So in case we could see that movement to the lower side, I expected that key area of support to give us support and maybe see a bounce to the upper side. And in case that movement could have played out and give us a new low below the low that we have for that second wave, then I will have to view this movement to the lower side as a massive ABC corrective movement. But lucky for us, since we are seeing a bit of a bounce right now to the upper side, and there are chances that Lunc might be bouncing back in the formation of a wave 3 to the upper side to the target areas that I have drawn out. And over here, after losing that key area of support, we also saw a key chart pattern also in formation, which was also a triangle, and you can see it right here. And we saw a breakout to the upper side getting us into that resistance zone, and we didn't manage to break above it, and we saw another pullback once more. But today we have seen a bit of a breakout to the upper side and even seen a retest of that key area of resistance. So this is the breakout, then we have seen the retest right here, and giving you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing it on the key areas of support and resistances. There are high chances that now that we have support at around the $0.000024 mark, there are chances that Lunc might continue pushing higher and get back to around the $0.00025 mark, and maybe even continue pushing higher. And since we have even seen a retest, there are very high chances that Lunc is going to bounce back once more. And we also have another chart pattern in formation right here, which is a channel. And if I draw it out, we can have this as the lower side of the channel, like that. Then the upper side of the channel, and then drag this like that. You can see we have this channel that we have been trading within, and Lunc has continued to respect that channel, giving us more than 3 touch points. And very soon I'm expecting to see a breakout out of this channel to the upper side, maybe even see a retest of the upper side of the channel. And since it's an ascending channel, there are chances that we might continue pushing even higher. So there are very high chances and key chart patterns that are supporting that bounce to the upper side. And zooming in on this chart once more so that I can also sketch out a target area to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1, I can use the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of that wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the wave 2, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3 back to around the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.01 mark. And in case that plays out, then Lunc could be losing 1-0 in the formation of that wave 3 to the upper side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the 4-hour RSI. On the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 58 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side, to support any movement in the formation of that wave 3, and also any breakouts above that key area of resistance. Also taking a look at the 1-hour MACD. Here on the 1-hour MACD, we have printed a bearish cross, and that would mean no prices could be coming our way. And also taking a look at the 4-hour MACD so that you can see what movements will be supported. Here we have printed a bullish cross, and that means higher prices will be supported on the MACD. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.